Hello, you're watching Spotlight on Education, and I'm your host, Tina Duckett. And we are on special location at Callaway Middle School. You are certainly going to enjoy this program, so stay tuned. Hello, you are watching Spotlight on Education, and I'm your host, Tina Duckett, Public Relations Director with the Troup County School System. And we are on special location at Callaway Middle School. This show, Spotlight on Education, is designed to bring you information about our school system. So we know that you will enjoy learning more about our children, our staff, and our wonderful accomplishments as a school system. Joining me today is Tina Johnson, principal at Callaway Middle School. And Tina, thank you for allowing us to come to your school to learn more about what you do.
And thank you for being here, Tina.
And what we'd like to do before we launch into all of the wonderful things taking place on your campus, we'd like to learn a little bit more about you first as a principal. So tell us about your professional career as an educator.
This is my 24th year with the Troup County School System. I spent 12 years in the classroom teaching a multitude of different subjects. Started my career at Whitesville Road Middle School, when it was a middle school, and then moved to Callaway Middle High. After 12 years in the classroom, I became an administrator. I began as a registrar and moved to assistant principal. And then when Mr. Thomas Watley retired here at Callaway Middle, I took over the principal's job, which was 4 years ago.
Oh, great. And you're doing a fantastic job out here.
Well, thank you.
Now, becoming a principal, is this something that you always wanted to do?
In the beginning, I did not realize I wanted to be a principal, but after many opportunities in the leadership field, whether it was team leader or sponsoring a different club, or serving just on our SACS committee, I decided that leadership was an area I was very interested in.
Good. Now, it takes a village to raise a child. We hear that all the time, and we believe that it's true. So tell us how many teachers and support staff are here that help the operations at Callaway Middle?
We have 77 certified and non-certified employees here at Callaway Middle School.
Okay, and how many students are enrolled this year?
Normally we run somewhere between 730 and 740. It just depends. We do have children who will withdraw and children who will enter our school. So we stay roughly in between the 730 and 740 mark.
Transient population?
Yes, ma'am, we do have a transient population.
Okay. So what is the school's mission?
Our mission goes right along with the Troup County School System's goals and missions, and that is to provide a safe, clean environment where we focus on the academic abilities of our students and making sure that they are engaged and that we are meeting their needs individually.
Okay. Now, you and other administrators work hard every day, I'm sure. What are elements that you're proud of as it relates to Callaway Middle School, your academic highlights and performances?
Well, since I've been here, this is my 8th year, we've always made the requirements for annual yearly progress. So our test scores continue to rise. We have just won 4th place in our region in our academic bowl, which was very exciting. It was the first time that we actually did place in our region, so we're very excited about that.
And with the academic bowl, how many content areas are covered? Are all of the content
All
areas?
of the content areas are covered, as well as current events.
Okay.
So the students spend a lot of time working to learn as much as they can about any and every subject.
Okay, and for our viewers who may not know what content areas are, can you just cite some of those for us?
Certainly, it could be a math question, science, social studies, language arts. They may have questions on current events. things that may relate to history. So it's a variety of areas that they study.
It sounds very challenging. And when
It
you say
is.
in the region, do you know how many other teams they competed against?
They competed against schools not just in our own county,
Okay.
in Troup County, but as well as Coweta, Meriwether. So it's basically our West Georgia RESA.
Oh, good. Well,
Area.
congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
All right, so tell us about some of the goals you and your teachers hope to accomplish this school year.
Well, each year we look at all of our data that we have, and we look to determine what areas of weaknesses we might have, and we develop it into our school improvement plan.
Okay.
So this year we're looking a lot at writing. We felt like that our student scores were not where we wanted them to be,
Okay.
so we were spending a lot of time in our writing, not just in our English classes, but across every class here at Callaway Middle. We are working hard in math and in English to follow the new CCGPS, which is a new curriculum. It's
Okay.
called Common Core.
Okay.
At this point, 26 of our states have assumed the adopted
Okay.
the Common Core curriculum,
Yes.
so that if you live in Georgia and you move to another state that has Common Core, then it levels the playing field so that we're all teaching the same curriculum. And so we've been focusing on that as well in math and in English.
Okay, and who helps you develop what you call the school improvement plan? Was that what you said?
Yes, our school
Okay.
improvement plan is developed by our school improvement team. Those are content leaders, teachers who are heavily involved with the curriculum,
Okay.
as well as our exceptional education department, our counseling department, and anyone else that would have significant input into how we can raise our test scores. Our graduation coach plays a big role in that, as well as my 2 assistant principals.
And what would you say, you mentioned CCGPS, Common Core,
Common
Georgia
Core.
Performance Standards.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a mouthful. Okay, so if I'm a student and I attend your school, which is in Georgia, and I happen to move to Illinois, I'm just
Okay.
picking a state, and they are also utilizing the Common Core
Yes, ma'am.
standards. I should be able to transfer with no problems in my learning. Is
No
that
problems whatsoever.
Okay.
The same standards that are devised for Georgia would be used there in that state as well.
Okay, and that's a federal move more than a state.
Yes, ma'am. It's a national movement.
Gotcha. Okay, so when I have this opportunity to interview principals, I learn so much more about what's happening on a school's campus. Can you tell us about your extracurricular activities and programs, which I'm sure are numerous?
We do have a lot of activities here. First of all, we have an extended learning time that we have each day for students. It may be that our students are participating in learning how to play golf. Our robotics team may be working on developing their robotics. We have a journalism and broadcasting class that does the announcements for us each day. We have so many opportunities in the mornings for the students to participate in, as well as your typical extracurricular activities, which you might see as our football team, who,
Okay.
by the way, went undefeated this year.
All right,
As well as, our basketball teams, who
Yes.
both did very well. Then we also have our volleyball. This will be our 3rd year with volleyball for
Okay.
our girls. And then, of course, track season is quickly approaching. So we have a lot of extracurricular activities that the students can get involved with.
Okay, now would you expound more on I think you said extended learning time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Our extended learning time is a time when students who may need extra help in a specific subject area, those students are able to receive remediation. Once they have completed that, then we want them to move on to something that will accelerate them. So we ask them to pick out their favorite things that we have to offer. Some may choose to go to creative writing. Some students who are heavily involved in our robotics will stay in the robotics program. If we have someone who is truly an amazing artist, then we have advanced art for them. If we have our band students who want extra and want more, then we actually have jazz band in the morning. And our jazz band participates at our football games and then performs for our concerts.
Okay. Now, you mentioned a volleyball team. Is that, you said 3 years?
Yes, ma'am. This is our 3rd year.
Okay.
So far, we're still intramural, which means we
Okay.
simply play our other schools, Long Cane and Gardner Newman.
Okay.
But we do have that program now. I believe they told me there were 50 plus students who tried out for that. So it's a growing sport, and we want to be able to grow not just volleyball, but all of our extracurriculars so that we can help our sister school, Callaway High School.
Okay. Now, you mentioned advanced art.
Yes, ma'am.
Expound on that. What is that about?
Our advanced art can be anything from our students doing self-portraits to working with pastels. They fill our hallways with beautiful artwork, but it gives them the extra time. In the middle school, they will have 9 weeks of art. So for those students who have more of an interest in art, then they're able to spend 30 minutes extra in the mornings and create any kind of work that they like. And we have an excellent art instructor here who encourages the children and works with them to create a lot of different art with different media.
Okay. And I know that community partnerships are important to Callaway Middle School as well as to the Troup County School System. And today you have the Choice Bus on campus.
Yes, ma'am.
And so tell us, what is the Choice Bus?
Well, the Choice Bus is actually founded through or provided through State Farm and other partners who contribute. But it actually was founded by the Maddie C. Stewart Foundation.
Okay.
The Maddie C. Stewart Foundation gave monies to State Farm to allow a school bus to come around throughout every state and provide a program for children to show them the importance of graduating from high school. It gives them information on poor choices, what could happen. It allows them to understand how important it is for them to make wise choices in their life and the importance of education in order to hopefully increase our graduation rate and to make sure that the students understand the consequences that could go along with not graduating from high school and moving on, even just the difference in their pay, what their pay would be. So it's an awesome program. We've had the Choice Bus here for 6th grade, and when they said that they would return, we jumped at the opportunity to make sure that our students had that chance.
So this is their second time on your campus?
This is their second time on our campus.
Are they visiting other schools here in Troup?
They will be. They will be spending the week here in Troup County so that each middle school, as well as the Hope Academy, will have an opportunity to allow their students to go through the bus as well.
Okay, good. Good. So how many students would you say will go through on your campus just today?
Just today, 225.
Wow.
The school bus actually can handle about 300 per day, but with our tight schedule, we have about 225 children who will actually get to experience it.
Okay, and why is it important for you to have it here?
It's important for me to have it here because I do want my students to understand that they have to have an education.
Yes.
It's no longer a choice.
Right.
They must make wise decisions. They must make the right decisions in order to graduate. At Callaway Middle School, we don't just look at how well you do in 8th grade. Test scores are important, but we want you to understand the importance of the piece of paper you receive when you graduate from high school and what the opportunities that one piece of paper provides you throughout your lifetime.
That's right, lifelong success. Well,
Yes.
thank you for sharing, and we will take a short break right now, and when we return, we will speak with Ms. Mabel Smith-Sharp with State Farm. Thank you for watching.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, welcome back, and you are watching Spotlight on Education. I'm your host, Tina Duckett. We are on location at Callaway Middle School, and we have been discussing the Choice Bus. And with me is Ms. Mabel Smith-Sharp with State Farm, and they are sponsors of the Choice Bus here in Troup County. Thank you for joining us on Spotlight on Education.
Tina, thank you for having me. I'm very excited about this.
Oh, well, we're glad you're here. And my first question is, okay, we know that this is the second time the Choice Bus has visited Troup County Schools, and it was sponsored by State Farm at that time, and so you brought it back. Tell us why it's important to State Farm to bring the Choice Bus to Troup County Schools?
Well, State Farm feels the future of our youth is keep them in school so we can help them, and this is one of the ways with the Maddie C. Foundation that they can help do that. It's important for State Farm, as it is to myself and my partner in education, to be able to give back to the community, and this is one of the ways that State Farm helps the local agents by providing the Choice Bus to us. And it's a long waiting list, and I was very fortunate to get on that list. I kept calling and was able to get them to come, and they came last year. Troup County gave them such a warm response.
Yes.
They were so excited to be able to come back, and they're spending the week here doing all the middle schools. So I'm very excited about that.
Good. And what was so impressive about the Choice Bus when you first learned about it as an agent, State Farm agent? So what was so impressive about the Choice Bus?
I think the fact that we as a State Farm was taking time out of our busy day to put this bus together and to help children stay in school for the future. Because State Farm needs future agents,
Yes.
future employees. State Farm's a very big company. There's a lot of different things, marketing, advertising, the actuaries, underwriters, claim reps are so valuable with State Farm, and we need everyone to be there where they can do that. So we're looking for our future employees by keeping them in school and getting them an education.
Okay, so as the students are traveling through the Choice Bus, they learn about life's consequences, if you will.
Absolutely, yes.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
That's right.
They have this opportunity. And so State Farm wants children to realize the decisions of today can affect their tomorrow. So that's why you all bring the bus here. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Would you agree?
I agree.
And you're helping to build a future workforce.
Correct.
By teaching them, I would say, life skills, if you will.
Absolutely.
Okay. And you mentioned that you are a partner in education,
Yes, I
and
am.
we greatly appreciate that as Troup County Schools. So tell us why you're involved in our Partners in Education program.
As a mother and a grandmother, I feel that it is important to give back to the community, and children are my passion.
Yes.
And I feel that if in any way possible, if I can help and enjoy working with children, and many times I've even partnered trying to get a high school student to come in after school, working on that situation. I just think it's so important to me to be able to be involved in the activity of the community, and that's where it starts. It starts in pre-K.
Right, exactly.
It starts there, so working our way through, I think it's important. And it's so exciting when I go out to the schools, the children know who I am. And I see them at Walmart. I see them in local. They know, hey Miss Sharp, and they know who I am. They know I'm a State Farm. And so that's exciting for me.
Yes, and you're very involved in the schools.
Yes.
And do you have multiple school partners?
I do.
Okay, do you mind sharing who those are?
The entire Callaway district.
Zone? Okay, good.
Zone.
Okay.
LaGrange High School, Troup High School, Rosemont Elementary, and there's probably Hope Academy.
Yes.
I have recently
Okay.
signed up with Hope Academy here. I think it's very important, and I will be doing some. They have a schedule for me to come in and talk about driver's education there.
Good.
And
good.
I was recently at school on Career Day, so I've been out into the community doing that, and I attend all the local football games.
Oh, good. Well, again, we are so delighted that you joined us today and that you are sponsoring the Choice Bus here in Troup County. Thank you, Mabel.
Thank you for having me, Tina.
And after we return, we will speak with Landon Sledge, who will share more information about the Choice Bus and his experience. You're watching Spotlight on Education. Well, we're returning back from our break, and joining me now is Mr. Landon Sledge. We are on the campus of Callaway Middle School, and Landon had an opportunity to visit the Choice Bus. And so, Landon,
Yes, ma'am.
talk to us about your experience with the Choice Bus.
Well, it being my first time being on the Choice Bus, I would expect it to be actually more of a trip that takes you to see you around, get a closer feel of the inmates. But staying here at the school and showing you get to walk through the jail cell in the jail scene they have on the bus.
Okay.
It gave us really an insight of what they have to live in. You know, having all the essential things that you have, like, you know, when you're in prison, the inmates you have won't necessarily be your friends.
That's exactly
That's
right.
one thing that you will most terribly miss. Your opportunity to have good water, clean
The
bathrooms.
things sometimes people take for granted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your freedom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Most of all.
choice bus, essentially, it takes you through a process where you listen to a video and you're able to learn from others who are speaking about
ma'am.
their experience, and then you travel into a small jail cell. Is that the concept?
Yes, ma'am. You get to experience what they're going through at this time, and then going through the jail cell, you get to experience how you would feel in that situation.
Okay.
If you were ever put in that situation.
So how did you feel?
Nervous,
Yeah.
mostly. I hope that the choices that I make will always be the right ones, which, you know, I will strive to make. But you know, if ever, hopefully not, if I ever find myself in that situation, I will be scared out of my mind completely.
I'm sure. So the decisions that you make now can affect your tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am, that is so true.
So what other learnings do you think students who are going through this process today and sitting there hearing the videos, and then they see the half of the bus that's been converted into a jail cell, what do you think they'll walk away saying to themselves today?
They'll be able to understand that the choices that you make right now will affect your future. The small ones can affect your future. The big ones will most entirely affect your future.
Yes.
Getting into fights, drugs, alcohol, hanging around with the wrong gangs can most terribly affect your future, to where you might find yourself ending up in that position where you are an inmate in a jail cell. And to be able to take away from this, I've learned that the income for the jailmates, or the inmates, they make way much less than the ones, you know, because they work, and they make way much less than the ones that are not in jail. The high school dropouts, they make, let's see, about 1 million less in their lifetime than the ones that have graduated high school. So that, showing them that and showing them the statistics, they'll be able to understand that if you continue through high school, not only will you be able to support yourself with money, you'll be able to support your family, friends, going to church, your tithing that you do.
And your lifestyle, the lifestyle that you want to enjoy.
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
to work for it.
Yes, you do.
Legally, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Landon, it has been such a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for
Do you
having
have
me.
any parting words for our viewers?
The choices that you make today will not only affect your future, but also affect others' lives. Strive to make the right ones.
Thank you, Landon. Well said. I'm glad you were here today.
Thank you.
Well, you've been watching Spotlight on Education, and we've been here at Callaway Middle School featuring the Choice Bus and State Farm. We'd like to thank Tina Johnson, Callaway Middle School Principal, Landon Sledge, Callaway Middle School student, and Mabel Smith Sharp with State Farm for joining me today. We trust that you've learned more about this school and the wonderful activities taking place. If you'd like to learn more about Callaway Middle School, please call 706-845-2080. Thank you for watching, and make it a great day.